outbid me, would you? Ha 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 ha! Ooh. Yes! I won! Oh my god, what did I just pay? Oh. Oh. Oh! Hello! Welcome to Murray's Loot 3. Again, thank you for watching Murray's Loot 1 and 2 and commenting and talking about what you want me to talk about of my stuff. And I've got just the thing to talk about today. We're going to talk about terrain. So, terrain. To me, terrain is a really important part of gaming. I think it enhances your imagination. I think that it adds to how the miniatures go on the maps and things like that. As you'll have seen in some of our Dice Stormers games, we've gone all the way from nothing in terms of terrain all the way through to overhead projected maps in some of the Pathfinder games at Ben's place. And in some of the games that I've run, I take great pleasure in finding terrain, making terrain, and painting using terrain. So what I've prepared here is a sample of all that sort of stuff. There's vast amounts more, as you will have seen in my garage, which is actually through this wall here, and it's not bowing this way, so it's not in danger of squashing us. The Viking game, you'll remember, for those of you who have seen it, otherwise go and watch it now. We had the Viking ship. This is still not finished, but I've gamed with it without it being finished. Still got to make the sail and do the rigging. But before I started gaming with this amazing group of men, I was a military historian. I spent a vast amount of time at university studying Greek, Roman, and medieval military history. So in the Viking ship, you'll note I've got the decals of the shields. When I painted up the miniatures to go with the campaign, I made sure that the shield decals on the miniatures match those on the ship, so that each of the men who was gaming and each of the characters could actually have come from a particular position on the ship. That was really cool. This is a plastic model kit. So this is a 1/56 scale Viking longship from Revel. But one of the things I love now is about all the different options you can get. Here's a Viking longhouse made out of wood. So it's one of these, 2mm ply models that you make yourself. It's a hall. It's got all of the fabulous stuff that you need to make it work, and can really just enhance how you visualize what you're doing. Other types of terrain, you've got these lovely pre-painted resin houses from, these ones are Pegasus, so they can really make a village really easily. If you remember my game that I did with the Cthulhu monks, we actually had the monastery, again, wonderful resin monastery, complete with lovely miniatures. Going through, you've got all sorts of different types of terrain, especially with the Wild West now. You've got amazing wooden miniatures that you can build. This one's obviously designed to be a house under construction, all the way through to a bank, a saloon, and all those sorts of things. There, a sheriff's office. There's even some amazing things from Foreground and Battle Flag where you can actually make your terrain battle damaged. So they've actually got bits that come out of them so that your actual terrain can become damaged as you play, which is just very, very cool. And just adds an extra element. You can see down there, we'll do a pan later, of stagecoaches and wagons. There's even a hearse that just adds to how you game. One of the things from Renedra was essentially just plastic headstones, and then I made them into a fabulous cemetery. That's what it's called. Fabulous. All right, moving along. All sorts of other types of terrain you can get as well. This one here is a system of pre-flocked, interlocking hexagon terrain that you can basically interlock to make an entire terrain. It's got roads, mountains, rivers, so that can just make a map if you want to, or if you just want to have a sheet of green fabric, which I've used in parts, you can put a couple of mountains in. We did that on the Carnage on Tour. Going back to the very oldest form of terrain, Plaster of Paris, which has massive advantages that once you have a mold, you can of course just keep making it. You just have to buy Plaster of Paris, and that's not expensive at all. You can make segments and bits quite easily, and when it's just painted up incredibly basically, it looks the business on a map. Of course, the problem is that it chips really easily, and you can basically break a piece of terrain quite easily. And then you've got, you know, again, Pegasus modern pieces of terrain where they're pre-painted ruins and things like that. You've got rivers, which you can make and interlock to however you want them to be. You've got sandbags. Again, there's Renedra tents, so that you can make up your own camp. All sorts of amazing things, right down to the piece de la resistance. Dwarven Forge. So what you've got in the terrain tiles of Dwarven Forge, so here you've got the dungeon set and the Twisting Catacombs set, is just being able to make a three-dimensional map, put your miniatures in, make them play. It's just a really amazing thing to collect them all and have them all at your gaming table and put your miniatures on them. My daughters both enjoy making dungeons just for that alone. You know, and you've got pre-made, you can buy the 40k terrain. Lots of other companies make terrain, like Renedra, Pegasus does pre-made, pre-painted resin terrain. It also has kit sets that you can make up as well. So there's all sorts of things, there's all sorts of places you can find this stuff. Some of it's really inexpensive, all the way through to really quite expensive. But again, if you're looking on eBay or on other sites, you can find it cheaply. So it's not a matter of necessarily spending vast amounts of money, just keeping patient and looking for those really, really good deals. Thanks. Oh, what are you still doing here? Mind you, if you enjoyed that Murray's Loot on terrain, please comment and say so, and anything else you want me to talk about, whether it's miniatures or painting or anything like that, happy to do so. Please let us know. Meanwhile, I've got some important bidding to do, which you can see on the next Murray's Loot.